okay, you started mixing, you're mixing other people's recipes, you're taking notes, you're paying attention to what the flavors are doing in recipes. So now it's time to go into the next step, which is basically adapting those recipes into your own personal recipes, right?
Yeah, you're already comfortable using your scale, how much flavoring to use or whatever you've been learning from other people. The next thing you gotta do is start substituting stuff. Don't do that before. Now you can start actually playing around with the recipe. What are you fucking laughing at, dude?
Then you said, I don't want to repeat what we just said, and you repeat everything that Fokker said.
Put my own little spice of life on there.
Okay. Okay, so what do you mean by adapting?
If say you really liked God milk, right? We always use strawberry and cream. Well, every show we ever do, we're gonna use a strawberry and cream for an example. So if you really like God milk, right? I think the next step would be start putting some different flavors in there. Try to incorporate something that you learned from another recipe and start putting that in God milk. Try to personalize the recipe. Try to make it your own.
Okay, so you mixed goat milk or whatever for a while. You know it. You paid attention to it. So basically what you have to do now is to start playing with it. Take some liberties. Pick some flavor you have from another recipe that you think may work there. Try it and see what happens.
Yeah, so in that recipe, I think he uses is it TPA ripe strawberry?
Yeah, and regular strawberry, I think too.
So why not take something like maybe a Wonder Flavors strawberry gummy candy and use that in it to see what it does? That's what we're talking about, adapting.
That's not only to know how that recipe is going to taste with a different flavoring, but since you know how that recipe tastes with that strawberry, when you try another one, instead of doing single testing of the flavoring, you are putting it in a recipe and you can see how that flavor behaves in different areas, in different profiles.
In that particular example, you're probably going to notice that the Wonder Flavors strawberry gummy candy is going to change that to more of a candy type or a syrupy kind of strawberry. So that's what you need to take note of, is that strawberry, how it works with those creams. Maybe that's not the right strawberry. Maybe you need to go with a different strawberry. Maybe use Inawera shisha strawberry.
The other side of adapting is using the flavorings that you had for that recipe and putting those flavorings in a different profile. Like, let's say you had a vanilla swirl in a recipe that you were trying, you were paying attention, you were thinking, okay, how this works. Okay, take that vanilla swirl and use it with something else to see how that flavoring changes.
Yeah, there's a lot of different areas you can go to. I think a perfect cheesecake, all right? We made a cheesecake base pretty much. You can decide to say, okay, I want to make a blueberry one. I want to make something more like a strawberry one. I want to do a peach one. You can easily stack on top of a recipe. If you found out, I really like the strawberry combo, I really like this blueberry combo, there's recipes out there that are enough of a base that you can just kind of pile something, like one or two main notes on top of, and then you can customize that. You can make things a little bit more personalized. You can do the same thing with a cereal.
If you only have the flavorings for that recipe, what you can do is change the percentages.
Right.
Play with the percentages. That's also adapting.
Yeah. Say, oh, this was a little too strong. I was getting a little bit too much from this. There's some people that taste flavors and they're way more potent. Like Rin is like that. Rin, it's too much flavor for her. Most of her flavorings are cut in half. Some people are like that. Some people are, this is, I'm not tasting enough. So then you might actually have to go and changing a recipe a little bit yourself, putting it more to your, palate.
If you want more bakery, play with those flavorings. If you want more to be more sweet, increase the sweetness. Start playing with those flavorings and see what happens. Pay attention, take notes.
Every recipe that's on ATF, you can copy that.
Yep.
And then you can just start playing around with your own version of it very easily. you can adapt the recipe to yourself. You can do that in ELR, you can do it on VC Calc, you can do it on ATF, you can do it on any single one of them. And you can take flavorings out, or you can add flavorings in, you can play around with the percentages. And then you could be like, all right, this is God milk my way. This is God milk with blueberry. You can do a whole bunch of different versions of that and do V1, V2, V3, V4, and then take notes inside of it.
In your case, it would be max milk.
Yeah, savage sauce.
But the whole purpose of this exercise is to kind of cater the recipe, someone else's recipe, to your taste, but also to learn from this exercise.
Yeah.
Notice when you increase the creams or decrease the sweetener, what happens to the recipe. This is going to get you used to doing the next step, which is creating a complete recipe that's all your own from the ground up.
So adapting is changing the percentages in the recipe that you have been trying, changing the flavors in the recipe that you have been trying, or using those flavors in different recipes and see what happens.
Yep, that's basically it.
This is basically the stepping stone between mixing other people's recipes and then creating your own. You really can't create your own recipes before you do this. You have to use this as a reference to
The bridge.
Yeah, to learn as much as you can and then start creating your own recipes.
And then you'll be like a pro like Max.
Yeah, baby.